Hello and welcome. So today we're going to take a look at an organization that makes a pretty bold claim right off the bat. They call themselves a different kind of education company. Okay, that's a big statement. So let's dive in and really unpack what the Equity Foundation is all about and what makes them, well, so different.
So this is really the central question, isn't it? I mean, in a field that's crowded with all sorts of educational services, what does it actually mean to be different? Is it about how they're set up, their core values, or the services they offer? Let's start with what drives them, their mission.
And there it is. This is their North Star. This single phrase, supporting organizations to achieve equity and excellence, is the guiding principle for everything they do. It's not just about teaching or support. It's about this dual goal of making things fair and making them top-notch, all at the same time.
And their roots are really interesting. They're built on cooperative values, not purely corporate ones. You see, they were set up with help from the Wales Cooperative Center, which kind of frames their whole identity right from the start. We're talking about an ethical, tailored approach that's all about being a real partner for schools and families.
Okay, now this is a really smart way to look at it. To truly get what the Equity Foundation is, they believe it's just as important to understand what they are not. And this distinction, it's absolutely crucial to their whole model. It's what really separates them from the pack. So, what are they setting themselves against?
Well, this lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the standard commercial supply company. You know, the type often driven by profits, offering a one-size-fits-all service. And on the right, the Equity Foundation is essentially the polar opposite. They are very clear. They are not a commercial supply company. They are a not-for-profit, and their services are all about being bespoke and tailored. The whole point is that they define themselves in direct opposition to the way things are usually done. Now, any company can say they're ethical, right? It's a great buzzword, but the Equity Foundation actually backs it up with some serious commitments. And we're not just talking about nice ideas. These are official accreditations, tangible proof that they're walking the walk.
Okay, just take a second to look at this list. Each one of these is a big deal. For example, being a living wage employer. That means they pay their staff based on the actual cost of living, not just the legal minimum. Then you add on being a good business charter member and signing the Welsh government's code of practice for ethical employment, plus being a disability-confident employer and environmentally responsible. You see how all these pieces build this really solid, verifiable, ethical backbone?
So, we've seen their values, their ethical framework. That's the why. But how does all of that translate into what they actually do? You know, who are they helping and what kind of support are we talking about?
And the reach here is incredibly broad. It's not just schools, which you might expect. They're working with entire local authorities, academy chains, and even directly with families. And notice that specific mention of social services for children who are looked after. That really tells you a lot, highlighting their focus on equity and getting support to those who might need it most.
And here are the actual services they provide. This ties right back to that idea of being bespoke and tailored that we saw earlier. See, they're not just a placement agency, they're providing expert one-to-one tutors and support services that are specifically designed to meet the needs of a particular school, a family, or even a whole local authority. You know, this quote really brings everything together. It connects their actions directly back to their philosophy. The pride they have isn't just in the work they do, but in the way they do it, with fairness and equity as the engine driving their entire operation. It's the common thread that runs through everything we've just looked at. And that kind of leads us to a final big-picture thought. The Equity Foundation is presenting a really compelling alternative to the standard commercial model. It really makes you wonder, is this kind of focus, being not-for-profit and driven by a verifiable ethical code, just a niche idea? Or could it actually be a blueprint for the future of educational support? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me today.